Victoria Institution is Kuala Lumpur's second oldest secondary school and holds its reputation as one of Malaysia's most notoriously haunted schools. Featured on several articles, the Victoria Institution suffered paranormal events from shadow figures to possessions of both students and teachers. Here's how it all started. Victoria Institution was established in 1893 to commemorate the Golden Jubilee of Queen Victoria, which, when simply put, is to celebrate a permanent memorial of the royal celebration of Queen Victoria that happened back in 1887. The school itself has a rich heritage behind it, yet it also has some dark history that led to its infamous claims. During the Japanese occupation of Malaya, the Japanese had occupied many locations throughout Malaysia and Singapore as military bases, headquarters, torture chambers, and barracks. The Victoria Institution happened to be one of them. Many locals and prisoners were brutally tortured in the basement of the building and in some of the older buildings of the school that are still standing today. Today, the school is still operational as an all-boys school with girls accepted for further educations in Form 6. The school itself is active in both education and sports, as similar to most government schools in Malaysia, and is proudly claiming its high reputation as a high-performance school. Though the one thing that they simply refuse to claim or prefer not to will be of what actually happens aside from all the good the school produces. Students have claimed to not only see apparitions at night, but also during the day. Many cases of hysteria, possessions, and sightings that happen to both students and teachers. It is almost nearly impossible to find any of these stories proven on the web. It's as though any evidence of any sort of article or video is simply just not there. Since students aren't allowed to bring phones to school with fears of being confiscated, it's almost impossible to obtain any video evidence of what they claim to see. Standing as a prestigious school, if any articles of paranormal claims were allowed to be published, would indefinitely ruin its reputation and will greatly reduce its population, which explains the missing information, basically destroying all evidence. Is Victoria Institution hiding its dark side from the public, or are they simply just ignoring what's already there? One of the stories I found was that of a student involved in a school band that was practicing until the late hours of the day. He ended up disappearing for hours only to later be found on top of the water tank. Apparently, he claimed that he saw a girl nearby and approached her to ask where she was heading. From that point onwards, he can't remember what happened apart from standing on the water tank. It's hard to say whether the boy was being mischievous, perhaps as a dare, or if it really was an act of possession. With everything that happens in Victoria Institution, all the reports are based solely on hearsay. So it's really hard to differentiate when they are true or if it was just people's imagination. Now, I'm not ruling out that the Victoria Institution isn't haunted, but simply that it's hard to prove that it is. All I can say is that I'll leave it up for you to decide. This is Defies. Thanks for watching.